And a good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. It is a beautiful morning outside. Cool. You know what? I didn't even check the temperature. I went outside. I actually had to go somewhere and I went out in shorts and a t shirt and I was walking around, because I enjoy this cool type weather. And there's people, bundled up. They had, like a long sleeve or a sweater and a jacket over. I'm like, how cold is it? It's 51. So that's about my limit. About 50 degrees or so. I can walk around with a t-shirt and shorts. And beyond that, I think below 50 is when I'm like, okay, maybe a light sweater. Maybe I'll go with that. I checked today before starting this live that the setting was not set to only me. I still don't know how that happened. The last one I did on Monday, which was I think really good, and if you haven't had a chance, check it out. I did 30 minutes of Facebook Live with only me as the audience. So whatever I was doing, whatever I was saying, it was it was just all by myself. So that was fun. It was inspirational. It was quotes on inspiration, and came out really nice. I think there was some really good stuff in there. If you get a chance, check it out. Give it a comment. Give it a like. Give it a share if you like. I'd appreciate it. That's the Monday one. Today, being Wednesday, middle of November, getting ready to get to the end of the year, and we're kind of in the middle of the holiday season. I read somewhere, a friend of mine a friend from the industry, the radio industry, was saying that there's companies laying people off right before the holidays so as to, help their financials look better for next year. And it's always a sad situation because you always seem to hear that at the end of the year, right before the holidays, people are getting laid off. So it's at those times more than any other, but pretty much any time there's a need for inner strength, right? I have this belief that we're all built around a core of strength. Deep down within us, there's a core of strength. It's always there. We sometimes forget it's there, and we sometimes allow other things to affect us so much that we almost deny that we have a core of strength. My brother Joe shared something recently. It was like a little graphic or something. He said, "Ships don't sink because of the water around them. Ships sink because of the water that gets in them." And then the quote says, "Don't let what's happening around you get inside you and weigh you down." Man, how many of us are guilty of allowing things around us, especially things that we have no control over or that we allow to get in our lives, affect us and weigh us down? So today, let me share the link to the article that I'm going to be talking about today because it's 13 powerful quotes on inner strength or about inner strength. So let me share that. Sorry. 13 powerful quotes about inner strength. It's an excellent article on success.com. So much wonderful content. I highly recommend it. And it starts like this. It's a staff article. As hard as some days are, it's the difficult ones that can really bring tremendous growth in your life. Hard times create hard men, right? When it feels like you are about to lose it all, you have to find the strength to overcome it. You have to awaken that strong spirit of resilience. Don't wait for a crisis to start building your inner strength. Embrace it right now. By taking control of your thoughts, you can summon the strength needed to face life's biggest moments. No questions asked. Look deep within yourself to find this innate power and then get a little extra inspiration from these 13 motivating quotes. Here we go. All right. There's another article that I want to talk about in the future as well. Marcus Aurelius. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Wow. I mean, that's basically what I was talking about right now. Things that we can't control, right? Marcus Aurelius, I mean, a Roman emperor knowing about strength. Yeah, that's a pretty legit, right? You have power over your mind, not outside events. How do you control your mind? Goes back goes back to what I say. Every single moment we're alive is a chance at rebirth, meaning every single moment we have choices to make. We have choices to become victims, we have choices to become victors, we have choices to become pushovers, we have choices to take charge. Take charge of your life. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Once we realize it, what is that belief? We believe that we can control our actions. We believe that our actions will net us specific results. You choose to get away from negative people. You choose to get rid of a toxic personality in your life that is poisoning you in a negative way, obviously. I don't think there's a poisoning in a positive way. You choose that. And when you realize this, you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Quote number 2 from Alana Stewart. No matter what kind of challenges or difficulties or painful situations you go through in your life, we all have something deep within us that we can reach down and find the inner strength to get through them. I may have to pick up the phone or Google Alana Stewart and tell her, Miss Stewart, I don't appreciate that you're taking the thoughts that I have shared previously about our inner core of strength and claiming them as your own. No, I'm just kidding. So basically, she's saying the same thing that I'm saying. I believe we are all built around an inner core of strength. It's kind of like when you see people making like those stop motion characters. They start with like a wire frame. There's a frame. When something more simple, something more a piñata, right? You start with a frame and then build around it. Now that one's meant to be broken. You are not. So we are all built around an inner core of strength that we can draw upon when we need it. If we remember it's there. If we don't deny its existence. The quote again, no matter what kind of challenges or difficulties or painful situations you go through in your life, we all have something deep within us that we can reach down and find the inner strength to get through them. Quote number 3, Vivian Green. Life is not about waiting for the storms to pass. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. Now, as a lover of thunderstorms and rainstorms, I highly recommend you go out and walk around, dance if you must, in the rain. It was one of my favorite pastimes. I take my children out with me so we can enjoy the splendor of a rainstorm and just let it wash over us and just love on the rain. Highly recommend it. Now, if we're talking about storms in our life, this quote, life is not about waiting for the storms to pass. It's about learning how to dance in the rain, is talking about not letting yourself be bowed down, not letting yourself be washed away and crumble down by the storms in your life. Reaching down to that inner strength that we were talking about earlier. And realizing that there's some things you cannot change, and if they are going to be moving forward and if they are going to be happening nonetheless, dance in the rain. Dance in the rain and find joy in that and release some of that tension. Number 4, we're doing 13 powerful quotes about inner strength. Anna Freud says, I was always looking outside myself for strength and confidence, but it comes from within. It is there all the time. You may be saying to yourself, wait, are all these quotes going to say the same thing with different words, different wording? Basically, each quote is a reminder of that inner strength, that inner core of strength. But each person has to find their way to it in their own time, in their own situation, their own experiences. Either show them the path and unleash, or at least uncover that inner core strength that people are able to reach down and grab upon in their own way. Whatever you went through is not what I went through. You may have had a much harder life than I did. I may have had a much harder life than you did. It's like whatever our size, the cross we are bearing is unique to us all. I was always looking outside myself for strength and confidence, but it comes from within. It is there all the time. I know people who are a little more reluctant, a little more, shy, not very self-assured. Sometimes they see themselves as weak, that I think have to search out inspirational quotes like this and delve into them. Make some inroads into their own thoughts and their own experiences and their own psyche to be able to find that inner strength, because it's there. It is there. And people do this for a living, trying to help people find it. But it's always there. Don't ever, if anything, don't ever doubt that it's there. Number 5, the Dalai Lama said, it is worth remembering that the time of greatest gain in terms of wisdom and inner strength is often that of great difficulty. When things are easy, when things are going great, when your boat is on a placid lake in calm waters, you can relax. You can be comfortable. Yes, you can enjoy the moment. When you are being tested, when you find yourself losing your job, losing a loved one, facing a hardship yourself, that's when we find out who we are, what we are capable of, and what our future self is going to be. The quote is, it is worth remembering that the time of greatest gain in terms of wisdom and inner strength is often that of great difficulty. It's like they say, it's like it takes tremendous pressure to make a diamond. Will you collapse under the pressure, or will you allow yourself to become a better version of yourself? Wiser, stronger, more determined, better prepared for what life is going to offer ahead. Maya Angelou said, nothing can dim the light which shines from within. That inner core of strength is basically that inner light we all have. And it's really disconcerting to see somebody lose that light. It really is. It takes a lot sometimes, but it's it's a shame. It's sad. It's almost painful to watch. You have to keep stoking that fire within to make sure your light shines bright. Giving of yourself, helping others, wishing well of others, actively seeking out things to do to help others can help you fuel that inner light. It's amazing when you give of yourself. It is amazing that you can literally increase your light within. And people can see it. People can see it. When you're helping people, when you're helping others, others can see the light inside you. It is a very interesting phenomenon, to say the least. Nothing can dim the light which shines from within. Maya Angelou. We're almost here to the middle. Number 7. Richard E. Byrd. Few men during their lifetime come anywhere near exhausting the resources dwelling within them. There are deep wells of strength that are never used. I absolutely 100% agree with that. Sometimes we're afraid to get tested, afraid to reach within those deep wells of strength that we know we have within them. You know who I've seen reach down and scoop up in massive amounts from those deep wells of strength? Women. Women. I've seen it. I was raised by a strong, independent, single mother. She reached down into those deep wells of strength. I have sisters. I've seen it. My wife, I've seen it. And it's amazing. Women are amazing. Men, you're amazing too. But don't be afraid to reach into that deep well of strength that you have inside, that everybody has, that some may live their entire life never using. Do you realize how many of these wells are covered by a thin layer of fear? A fear. You're afraid to try something new. You're afraid to try something that will benefit you, that will change your life for the better. Whether it's getting a higher education, getting out of a terrible job, and looking for something you want to do, something that's beneficial for you. You need a deep well of strength to take that step. And that well is covered by a thin layer of fear, impenetrable, because you allow it to be. You know why it is impenetrable? Because you never tested it. It's like when you tie a horse, they're used to being tied to like something, a bar or something that doesn't allow them to go. And it gets to the point where they're so conditioned and so accustomed that they can literally just wrap their reins around a plastic chair that weighs a pound, and the horse won't move because it's like, oh, there's a little tightness in there. I can't go anywhere. They're conditioned. They're conditioned to believe that whatever they are tied to is an insurmountable obstacle. That impenetrable wall or cover of fear that you don't face is paper thin. But you are too afraid to poke through it. This quote is phenomenal. Few men during their lifetime come anywhere near exhausting the resources dwelling within them. There are deep wells of strength that are never used. Man, I'm going to have to meditate on that one for a while. That is awesome. Richard E. Byrd. That's fantastic. Number 8. Is a quote by Catherine Dunham. Go within every day and find the inner strength so that the world will not blow your candle out. That inner light. You are a light in the world. The world is actively trying to extinguish your light. Who are we to allow the world to extinguish who we are? We're doing ourselves a disservice. We're doing our family a disservice. We're doing the generations of our family that we'll never meet, that we can positively impact by the actions we take today. We're doing them a disservice. Go within every day and find the inner strength so that the world will not blow your candle out. Keep your light shining. Number 9, Vernon Howard. A truly strong person does not need the approval of others any more than a lion needs the approval of sheep. That one's a little polarizing, right? Away from me, sheep. I've seen that one before. This particular one, and I put the link on the comments, link to this article. This particular picture, because each one of these quotes has a picture, and has just a majestic looking lion, just beautiful. And he's looking away into the distance. I don't know if he's deep in thought or spotted his next meal. But it's talking about strength. Nobody needs to approve you to believe in yourself. You don't need anybody's permission to be strong, to make strong choices, to make choices that benefit you, to help somebody. Nobody needs to give you permission. You don't need approval just because you find yourself in a job where you have to ask permission to when you can take lunch or when you can take vacation or when you can take a day off because you need to go. Your child needs to go to the doctor. Just because you're in that position doesn't mean everything in your life needs permission. If you want self-development, do it. If you want to look for another job, do it. You don't need anybody's permission because you know something better is out there for you. You have so much to offer. Are you in the right place to offer it? Are you in the right place to make you the best version of you that you can be? And if your answer is no, what are you going to do about it? You have that inner core of strength that you can draw on, that you can choose. Oh, but it's hard. I can't do it. Have you tried? Have you tried? Is it worth it? Grant Cardone, I was listening to him, and he's like, you know why people give up? Why people don't do it? Because the payoff isn't big enough. It's not because they're weak. It's not because they're lazy. It's not because they can't. If your why is big enough, the how won't matter. We don't dream big enough. Our goals aren't big enough. It's not that important to you. I'm guilty. I do this as much for me as I do it for anybody watching. And I thank you for watching. Our payout isn't big enough. Number 10, Vincent van Gogh. I didn't do that on purpose. As we advance in life, it becomes more and more difficult. But in fighting the difficulties, the inmost strength of the heart is developed. We have to face obstacles. It's like going into a boot camp or something and saying, you know what? All our PT, our physical training, it's just going to be walking across this flat lot. That's it. Well, how are you going to develop strength? How are you going to develop agility, resilience, if not having to climb, ropes and ladders and go under obstacles and dig through the mud and face hardship? As we advance in life, it becomes more and more difficult. But in fighting the difficulties, the inmost strength of the heart is developed. Vincent van Gogh. If you want to build muscle, you have to lift weight. What is weight? Resistance. Resistance. You're making the muscle work harder. If you never love, how is your heart going to grow? Love is scary. It's beautiful, though. Beautiful. Number 11, Henry Rollins of Black Flag. Scar tissue is stronger than regular tissue. Realize the strength and move on. Have you ever been scarred physically, emotionally, spiritually? Scar tissue is stronger than regular tissue. Realize the strength. Move on. Are we scarred and keep flinching from the wound that created the scar? I think that's what it's saying. The wound already happened. You've already been wounded. Did you learn a lesson from it? It's like touching something hot. If you're young, you touch a hot stove. Ow! Will you do it again? You know? Did you learn your lesson? Learn. You know, scars are badges of honor. I have a lot of scars. Some of them because I'm just clumsy. I use knives a lot. I like them, and so I have a lot of little scars. But I should learn how to use them better. I guess. Getting to the last two quotes of the article. Number 12. Bob Marley. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. A cloud of smoke around Bob Marley. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. For some people, it's hitting rock bottom. For some people, it's losing a job that they thought was, I'm here for the rest of my life. I am set. No need to go any. Wait, what? What? Why was I called to HR? You ever been fired? I have. And here I am. Not going to keep me down. I know who I am. I know what I have to offer. I'm not defined by a job. I'm not defined by a position. I know I can make an impact in the world. Use your inner strength, your inner core of strength that we all have. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. Wow. That one's awesome. Man, I'm surprised that's not number 13. That was great. Well, this is interesting. Number 13 of the 13 powerful quotes about inner strength is Mariah Carey. Singer, multi-platinum recording artist, author, I'm sure. They all put out a book at some point in time, right? You really have to look inside yourself and find your own inner strength and say, I'm proud of what I am and who I am. If I had put this list together, I would have put that more in the middle and kept Bob Marley as number 13 because that one's phenomenal. And I'm gonna go back after I kind of ruminate on this one. You really have to look inside yourself and find your own inner strength and say, I'm proud of what I am and who I am. Basically what I just did. No one can tell you who you are. You know who you are. Nobody can tell you what you are. You know what you are. You know what you offer. You know what you bring. You know the ability and the capability you have within you to make change, to make positive change in the world. Not everybody makes positive change, but we can. We can choose to make positive change. I'm proud of what I am and who I am. If you're not proud of who you were, change into someone you can be proud of. Be someone you can be proud of. What you are and who you are. And I'm going to end with number 12 because I thought that was the strongest one of all of them. You never know how strong you are until being strong is the only choice you have. Be strong today. Be strong for your family. Be strong for your community. Be strong for your country. Be strong for yourself, your future self, and future generations of your life that you'll never meet. Future generations of your family that you'll never meet. It's a better way of saying it. The inner strength is within us all. We're built around a core of inner strength. Every single moment we're alive is a chance at rebirth. Choose to be strong. It's going to be a beautiful day today. I hope to be back on Friday and share some more with you. I thank you for sharing your time with me today. Please comment. Please like the video. Please share it. Consider sharing it if you'd like. And I hope to see you again on Friday. Till then, have a great day, and we'll be talking.